Hello and welcome to Factorising Quadratic Equations with Qubit Education. In this mini lecture you will factorise quadratic equations when there is only one x squared value. Okay, so I'll explain what that means in a second. So let's just recap expanding brackets. So how do we expand something like x plus 2 right next to a bracket like an x plus 3? Doesn't really explain very well, but so how do we solve this? How do we expand rather this kind of bracket? So there are two ways we could do this. We could do it in a grid. Okay, so we can write x plus 2 in here, x plus 2, and x plus 3 down here, and we would multiply across. X times x is x squared, x times 2 is 2x, x times 3 is 3x, and 3 times 2 is 6. And then we would just write it out in and simplify it as we go. So x squared plus 5x plus 6 would our be expanded version. Now the other way we can do this is via the kind of arrows or the smiley face or whatever you want to remember it as. So x times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 3 is 6. Now altogether we just need to simplify these. X squared plus 5x equals 6. Okay, so I'm just recapping how to expand these brackets, because factorising quadratics means that we need to go from this kind of equation to this kind of expression to this kind of expression, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So factorising means we put the brackets back in. So how did we get from x squared plus 5x plus 6 into the form x plus 2, x plus 3? Now, the first thing you need to remember as a rule, especially at foundation, is when you're factorising quadratic expressions, you are going to usually need two brackets like this with an x in each of them. The reason for that is because you need to expand it so that when it multiplies out, it's going to give you x squared. And that's what that does. X times x makes x squared. Now we just need to know what to put into these two brackets to get this in the end, and how we would work that out. Okay, so first of all, the second rule that you need to remember when factorising quadratics is that we need two numbers which add together to get 5. Well, to get 5. We don't need it to have 5x, just to get 5. Okay, so for example, 2 add 3 make 5. Alright, and we need two numbers that multiply together to get 6. Well, 2 times 3 is also 6. So when working out, trying to factorise quadratics, you need to remember these rules. Two numbers which add together to make this one, and multiply together to get this one. So, the numbers that add together to get 5 are 2 plus 3 and 1 plus 4. The numbers that we multiply together to get 6 are 2 times 3 and 1 times 6. Obviously, we've got 2 and 3 in both columns, so that means that is what is going to go in your brackets. Okay, so it's in the order that you've written it as well, and they're both positive numbers. So x plus 2 and x plus 3. Let's go through another example as well. So here we have x squared minus 7x plus 12. We have our two brackets with our x's in already because we know we need to make this x squared. So we can write that out. Now, we need to think of two numbers which add together to give us minus 7 and which multiply together to give us 12. So let's write down some numbers. So I always write down the multiplying first. So which numbers multiply together to get 12? 2 times 6 makes 12, 1 times 12, and 3 times 4. Now, it needs to be a positive 12, which means we can also have minus 3 times 4, minus 3 times minus 4, because it makes a positive, minus 2 times minus 6, which also makes positive 12, and minus 1 times minus 12, which also gives us a positive 12. Now, once we've written all of those down, we just need to figure out which one it is that gives us minus 7 when we add them together. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I'm writing all of these down to see what they give us. 2 plus 6 is 8, so that's not what we need because we're looking for minus 7. 1 plus 12, no. 3 plus 4, well it makes 7, but we're looking for minus 7. Minus 3 times minus 4, so minus 3 plus minus 4 is actually minus 7. So they're the two numbers that we need to use. Okay, that means that minus 3 goes in there and minus 4 goes in there. And that's it. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is have a go at factorising the following quadratic equations and press play for the answers. They are all foundation level and all work in exactly the same way. So you need your two brackets with your x in to get this. You need this one, then it needs to add together to get 1. Okay, and times together to get minus 6, just a reminder. Add together to get 5, times to get 6. Okay, so try your best and I'll put the answers up in a second. Okay, if you've had a go and you've got as many answers as you can, here are your answers. So we have x plus 3 and x minus 2, x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 4 and x plus 5, x plus 9 and x plus 1, x minus 3, x minus 4, x minus 6, x plus 4, x minus 9, x plus 3, x minus 6, x plus 6, x plus 8, x minus 3, and x plus 4, x plus 4. So I hope you found that useful and well done. Thank you so much for using Cubit Education and I hope to see you next time.